This show was underwritten by the Avis and Bruce Richards Family Foundation.
Hey everybody, I'm Lapika Shah and welcome to this week's episode of LunchNYC. Today we're going to take a trip around the world and stay within the 5 boroughs. New York is a city of so many cultures. That means tons of different food to eat and lots of great ways to stay healthy. Today we're going to take you to a few of those different neighborhoods to try some of that unique food. The best part is, it's only a subway ride away. Come on.
We all know it's easy to find food from just about any culture in New York City, but what about those nights when you just don't want to go any further than your own kitchen? Chef instructor Jennifer Abadi is using her knowledge of Middle Eastern cuisine to teach New Yorkers how to add new dishes to their repertoire for more variety and a healthier menu.
If I go to a restaurant, especially a Middle Eastern one, and I taste something that I love, I sit there and I try to figure out all the things that go into it. If I have to, I try to ask, but if I can't, I really try to figure it out, and I go home and I will try to remake it. So we have our 3 main dishes today. We have the, this is the Georgian yogurt soup with the walnuts and the mint on top as a garnish. This is the Syrian bulgur pilaf with chickpeas and a farmer cheese sprinkled on top, and it's mixed with onions inside. And this is the also Syrian tomato egg stew with white beans. One of the easiest and only ways really to have a healthy diet is to learn basic things about cooking your own food. It's still fresher if you're making it home and if you're understanding the ingredients that are going into it, because the more you understand, the more as a whole you understand food.
I like to cook.
What kind of stuff do you like to cook?
Anything I can taste. Yeah. I'm a noob as far as cooking is concerned.
I've never done anything in this region. I think we'll be all right. Yeah.
When I'm learning about a new cuisine, whatever it is, you know, if I'm going to a new region and stuff, I like to look at it almost like you're traveling there. Now, what's great about where we live in New York City is that we are definitely the melting pot of the melting pot, I think, of the United States. When they talk about the melting pot, I think you can't get more melting together in a big pot. There are 2 things. One, to expand your mind of whatever it is, of spices and ways of, you know, different kinds of cooking combinations of things, and doing more as much as you can in your busy life yourself. And you'll learn about eating healthy. You see how this is now, Jackie? The texture is definitely cooked more. You can tell by looking at it. It's not these separate grains. I would say it still needs a little bit more, but it's almost there. This is where also cooking it longer makes a difference. And maybe a pinch of sugar could help the tomatoes. Okay. And then you just put the whole egg like that, okay? Now you just gotta let it get hot and come over every couple of minutes to do that, or just stay here if you feel you need to be. Any really good cuisine, how you serve it and present it is as important, because when someone sees the food, the first experience they have is what they see before they eat it. And I don't think people realize how much that affects the taste.
It's really good.
A lot of times you see all these surveys and people are trying to find the new, quick, healthy, phenomenal, miracle ingredient. And they're missing the point that when you take something out of its elements, like a dish that's eaten in France, or a dish that's eaten in China, or India, or Iran, or wherever it's coming from, and you take it completely out of context, it doesn't mean it's going to have the same effect, because there's so many elements going into it. Once you made it, it seems a little daunting always at first, but then once you've done it, and if you do it again at home on your own with maybe not so much going on, you'll find out they're really not too difficult.
Tastes almost like pasta sauce. Kind of gives that flavor. I have not had a soup like this. I've had soup with yogurt in it before, but nothing like this. Has a little bit of sweetness, but a little bit of sourness to it. It's really good.
Next time you've got the craving for a fresh, healthy type of food from around the world, remember, your new favorite dish might just be a recipe away.
When most people think of Italian food, they think of pasta. And while carb-heavy pasta is an important part of Italian cuisine, did you know that in Italy, pasta is usually relegated to a side dish? So next time you eat pasta, do it the way the Italians do. Serve it as a side dish and leave your entree for lean protein and vegetables. You'll still get the carbs you love, but you won't be overpowering your system, and your diet will actually be a lot more well-balanced. You'll be more healthy, and the next time you serve an Italian meal, it'll actually even be more authentic.
Everyone knows New York is home to tons of cultures and cuisines, but here in Lower Manhattan, it's possible to experience them all in one afternoon. So today, we're going to take you from Soho to Little Italy to Chinatown, all in one easy-to-navigate walk. It's all part of the perfect NYC walk around the world. We're going to start our walk on Lafayette Street at the very tip of Soho. Soho is a cultural hotspot where tons of artists and creative people come to work and play. And there's a ton of healthy food in this area, feeding all us hungry creative types all day. So let's get started. We're gonna head south. We're still in Soho on the corner of Spring and Lafayette Street. And as you can see, we're surrounded by tons of good food. There's also a great seafood place, great Mexican and Belgian cuisines, all on this block. Right over here is a place called Spring Street Naturals, one of my personal favorites because they use all organic and local ingredients. So we are here with Craig Meltzer, the executive chef of Spring Street Natural. We wanted to kind of get your sense of the philosophy behind Spring Street Natural, where you get your ingredients and all that stuff.
Well, we source everything locally when we can, and we try to get as many organic things as we can.
And we've been taking a tour of downtown and Soho, and we wanted to ask you, just because this is such a great neighborhood and there's so much going on, how does this neighborhood influence you?
It's a really bustling neighborhood, as you can see. There's people out and about all the time here, all different nationalities. We get a huge amount of tourism, so there's a lot to think about when we create menus and we create ideas. Your lays are stir-fried vegetables with roasted tofu.
I know. I'm kind of excited to see what's next. So we're going to make a left on Spring Street and head into the heart of Little Italy. Little Italy is home to great Mediterranean food, as well as some of the oldest stores and producers in all of the country. Let's go. This way. Left. We just turned onto Mott Street, which along with Mulberry makes up the lifeblood of Little Italy. We'll be heading further south to hit Chinatown, but first let's check out some great Italian spots on the way. What would a trip to Little Italy be without having some gelato? So as we walked down Mott Street, we found the Green Apple Organic Ice Cream Factory. It's a store, but it's his factory. Whatever. I'm gonna eat some. Really good. Yeah. So we've made it to Grand and Mott Street, and we're right on the border between Chinatown and Little Italy. If you're ever looking for authentic Italian products, look no further than DePaolo's.
Hi girls.
Hi.
How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Very good, very good.
it
Want to
smells
taste a
really
piece
great.
of cheese? This is something pretty special.
We would love to.
This is Parmigiano Reggiano. Our specialty is actually fresh dairy. We're actually a New York State dairy where we manufacture our own fresh cheeses. Our most famous, of course, is the fresh mozzarella. Let me give you a taste. We're going to explain to you what fresh mozzarella means. The fresh mozzarella means fresh, made that day. So we're very proud of this product, and we're very proud of what we have learned from our family. We're an Italian gastronomia, a place to learn about my heritage, the Italian heritage, through the foods of Italy. This is what New York City is about. It's about immigrants coming to this country, making a new way of life, but still maintaining their traditions.
We made a left on Grand and a quick right on Elizabeth, and now we found ourselves in the heart of Chinatown. Chinatown
Chinatown is a great place for authentic Chinese cuisine, but it's also a great place to find fresh ingredients from around the world.
Welcome to the Deluxe Food Market, known as the Zabars of Chinatown. It's a huge market where you can find everything from fresh herbs and spices to exotic meats and fish.
Let's check it out. Thanks for joining us on our perfect NYC walk around the world.
If you're interested in trying some of the things we tried or learning more about these places, well, the best way to do that
is just check them out yourself.
Bon appetit!
Spices are a great and inexpensive way to add flavor and adventure to your meals. Play around. Have a Mexican fiesta and add chili powder, cumin, and cilantro to your recipe. Turn your kitchen into a cucina by adding some Italian favorites such as basil, oregano, and garlic. In my kitchen, rosemary, thyme, and garlic are the holy trinity. There's no better way to play with your food than to play with the flavors.
The 5 boroughs have a lot of different areas offering many different cultures and foods. It's hard to keep track of them all. So LunchNYC is taking a look at some of the diverse neighborhoods that make up the Big Apple. They're easy to get to, and there's a lot to learn about the different backgrounds that make up the melting pot of New York. Let's take a look. Known as the real Little Italy, Bronx's Arthur Avenue is a one-stop shop for Italian-American foods and goods. Arthur Avenue is located in the Belmont neighborhood of the Bronx, just south of Fordham University. Looking for fresh Italian specialties such as mozzarella and ricotta cheeses, handmade pastas, and delicious pastries? Take a stroll down Arthur Avenue and 187th Street, and you'll swear you're back in the old country. And the area's great shops are available, rain or shine. Founded in 1940 by New York Mayor LaGuardia, Arthur Avenue's indoor market gives New Yorkers access to authentic Italian-American delectables anytime they want. Head across the RFK Triborough Bridge and you'll be in Astoria, Queens, home to the largest Greek population outside of Greece itself. Just looking around, it's hard to escape the Greek influence on this neighborhood, located just north of Long Island City on the western side of the borough. From its bakeries to its restaurants to the architecture of its churches, Astoria is the place to go for all things Greek. Today, the area is home to all types of cultures who come to Astoria for its delicious food, great parks, and proximity to Manhattan. Traveling to northern Manhattan, you'll want to check out one of New York's most diverse neighborhoods, Washington Heights. Throughout the past 2 centuries, this area east of the George Washington Bridge has been home to Armenian, Irish, Greek, and Dominican immigrants. The Dominican presence in Washington Heights remains strong, influencing everything from its great Caribbean food to its cultural institutions. The Heights also boasts being one of Manhattan's greenest neighborhoods, with over 7 parks packed into its small area. Brooklyn, or Kings County, is no stranger to different cultures. The borough has seen an influx of immigrants from just about every part of the world. Once a recreational boardwalk area, Brighton Beach is now home to a large Russian and Eastern European population. Everywhere in this eastern Brooklyn neighborhood, from its food to its bookshops to the street signs themselves, you can see the Russian influence. So go out and explore. With hundreds of cultures and histories to experience in New York, there's no reason not to see them all. They say variety is the spice of life, but in a city as culturally diverse as New York, the word spice can be an understatement. At the Brooklyn Botanic Gardens' annual Chili Pepper Fiesta, self-described chili heads come together to celebrate their love of all things spicy.
There is a subculture of people who refer to themselves as chili heads. And what a lot of chili heads do is they go in search of the spiciest food they can find, whether that's a pure prepper or if it's a specific kind of ethnic preparation of a spicy dish. And we have found at this event that we really attract that kind of hardcore chili head population because we are offering so many different kinds of preparations at the same time.
You can get just about everything here, yeah. In one way, shape, or form. If you get hot sauce, you get the peppers, yes.
The
spicy can give you that flair, and it opens up new dimensions into other tastes.
The herb garden is divided up by geographic region, and one thing that's really interesting is you'll see a different chili in each geographic region of this garden, because chilies exist in different geographic regions in the world. So in this particular section, we have a capsicum pepper. This is a kind of a generic term for a pepper, and it includes a lot of varieties that we're more familiar with, like paprika, like pimento, like sweet bell peppers. We're growing things like the cayenne, which is extremely popular and extremely important in South American cultures, as well as, you know, really well-known ones like the jalapeno. The jalapeno, if you roast and smoke that one, it becomes chipotle, which is sort of interesting. This one is called rocotillo, which roughly translates to gringo killer. I think it's easy enough to speculate on the experience of, you know, white settlers first in Peru who had the misfortune to kind of bump into this pepper. We're also growing the Thai pepper here. Thai pepper is incredibly spicy, and what a lot of people notice when they first see it is how diminutive it is. I think that there's something to be said for the kind of small but powerful concept, because these guys, you know, at full growth tend not to be at more than an inch, say, in maximum size for the fruits, but they pack a punch that's much bigger than would meet the eye. This is a specimen of the fruit of the ghost pepper, which is also known as the boot jolokia. This is a pretty sinister looking pepper, which is appropriate because it's incredibly difficult to consume. This is sort of the holy grail in chili head culture in terms of the epic sort of apex of spiciness. It is so incredibly powerful that it's actually being used by the Indian Defense Department in terms of weapons development.
I actually had a bag of that. I just dipped like the very pinky of my finger in it and just tasted it. And wow, you know, it just lit up my mouth.
I won't eat them raw, but he did in the salad.
My name is Paul. I'm about to take a pinch of the ghost chili, and I do it because I really just want to try it out, so why not? That was fantastic. It's not that hot.
We're currently a few minutes into the situation, a few minutes after Paul here has taken the flakes, and now we see the results. Now we see the results.
It's definitely burning on the back of the tongue. No, it's getting very, very hot right now. Like, wow.
One good thing about some of these spices or spicy foods is that a lot of times people add less salt, other additives that may not be so healthy. And spicy foods and peppers is a really good addition of vitamin C and other nutrients. So it could really add a lot to your diet. It's a lot of fun.
And I think when you actually examine the things people are doing with peppers here, including incorporating peppers into spicy preparations, as in the suite of local chocolatiers and confectioners that we have here, who are working with the pepper in kind of unconventional ways, pairing it with sweet ingredients, I think that that any chili head would be really remiss in not coming to check out what New York City has going on in terms of peppers.
When people try my chili chocolates for the first time, you know, sometimes they're a little feeling like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm going to like this. But then once they do, you know, I have a convert.
We have a pickled cherry pepper, and we have the horseradish pickle, which is a horseradish flair. And then we have the spicy sour, which we use hot sauce and cayenne pepper and chili pepper flakes.
What you're really seeing is peppers, you know, at the peak of their happiness, peppers that are showing their true colors, so to speak. It's definitely true that you can grow a lot more food plants here in New York than I think the average person thinks you can. We were growing a pineapple here in the herb garden, you know, for several weeks, and that's something that people would walk by and literally do a double take and then come back around and say, is that a pineapple growing in Brooklyn? That is the reason why we can grow so many peppers of different origins. So we can grow peppers from Southeast Asia, we can grow peppers from Europe, because Brooklyn has its own sort of microclimate that allows for some really diverse growing conditions. I think that people are attracted to spicy food because there's a certain kind of mental challenge that goes along with the physical challenge of ingesting a chili pepper. And I think humans actually have the great privilege of being, you know, among the only animal species that can psych themselves into actually eating a pepper. And I think that that sort of impulse is something that a lot of different cultures all over the world have been grappling with and dealing with for, you know, since time immemorial.
Brick Lane Curry House's chef Kartik Kumar is no stranger to the heat. He's been serving up New Yorkers the hottest curry in the world.
The signature dish of this restaurant is chicken tikka masala. But the craziest dish we have is the fall challenge, so fall curry sauce, which is the spiciest sauce I will say in the world. We add like 10 different types of chilies in it. I'm still looking for more chilies to add. One chili is from India, from Assam. It's the spiciest chili in the world. It's called Bhut Jalakia. And it's Indian army actually is using that to kill terrorism. They use that for tear gas. If you have sinus problem, yes, I'm your best doctor. These are my ingredients to make the fall curry sauce. The Bhut Jalakia, we make it as a paste. And this is the spiciest chili in the world right now. The chili paste, crusted chili, paprika, chopped cilantro, jalapeno paste, regular chili powder. This is all the Indian spices. We have ginger and garlic paste. This is the round red chilies, regular chopped green chilies. And this is the white chili powder. This gives a lot of smoke. Even we garnish it with this chili. This is a gas mask I use. When I use some of the spice, there's a lot of smoke. It's killer spice. You know what? You need more spice. So once we called an ambulance, the guy was bleeding in his nose. The customer was bleeding in his nose. He couldn't handle it. So we had to call 911 to send him to the hospital. If you still have a doubt that this doesn't have that much spice, this is the one I put on top.
It's getting more spicy, yeah. Okay, now it's a 10.
If you look at what our chefs are making today, if you look at what both the sweet and savory purveyors are making, they're using ingredients that are in their natural state, including the chili, so that nothing kind of muddles this really complex, nuanced, and spicy flavor.
Spicy foods add spice to your life and add a lot of interest to your diet and can make something boring and dull. It could really kick it up and make it really, delicious and tasty.
So whether you want to relieve pain, add more vitamin C to your diet, or just upgrade the flavor of your favorite dish, spicy foods of all kinds are available right here in New York.
Looking for something to do with your kids on the weekend? Well, did you know that your MetroCard is also a passport to great cultural diversity and experiences? From the Russian history in Brighton Beach to the Greek community in Astoria, Queens, the 5 boroughs have tons to offer in cultural diversity and great food too. Just look up some great spots online, grab your kids, and go to a different part of the world just a few stops away.
I'm Dylan. I'm always hungry and I'm always looking for a new restaurant in New York City. But here's the thing, it has to be healthy. Let's visit all 5 boroughs to find the best healthy food in New York City. My quest to find the most exotic food brought me to Dosa Hut. Dosa Hut is located in Flushing Meadows, Queens. I've heard that Dosa Hut has some of the most affordable Indian food around. Let's go take a look.
Hello, how are you? How can I help you, sir?
I would like to try some of your famous dosa.
So you like the spicy or not spicy?
Not spicy
Not
one.
spicy, okay.
Right.
This is masala dosa. You want to see our preparation, how he does that?
Yeah, that would be
okay,
great.
let's go to the kitchen.
All
We'll
right.
see that. Okay. Gonna do it. That's, okay, he's gonna open the kitchen now.
So what's that?
Okay, this is the masala. It's basically made out with onions, and we put some dahlia powder and mustard seeds and potato. So I'm gonna make the crepe though. You're gonna see it right now how it's gonna come out.
So that's going to be the dosa?
Oh yes, that is the dosa. So leave it for a while. So I'm gonna spray some soybean oil. We use some soybean oils.
So how long does it usually take to cook?
This one is cooking period is approximately about 3 to 4 minutes. Mostly this one they have it in the breakfast and the dinner they have it, but you can go for any time you can eat this item though. That's a chopped onion, fresh cut onions. Then I go for some green chili in the top.
tomatoes.
Yes, right. So you see it's all healthy stuff there.
Yeah.
And roll it up. I'll cut it like a 3 pieces and go to the plate again.
So is it a little spicy?
Yeah, that's a little spicy because we have a green chili in there. That's a spicy. When you're eating this one, you must have to have an Indian's favorite drink, which one's called lassi. Soup here. We have a lot of vegetables, fresh cut vegetables here, and we pour it in the cup.
Okay, now we're gonna try this. Super healthy dosa. I'm stuffed. If you're into something different, I would recommend Dosa Hut. It's not only spicy, but it's healthy.
So that's it for this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed a look at our city's international side. We checked out some unique New York areas, took a stroll through the cultures of downtown, and found out that some New Yorkers like it really, really hot. Tune in next week for more health-driven initiatives on LunchNYC.
Funding provided by